I think we are live. Live. It's alive. I can already see Kurt and Frank and Kurt and Whip and Kurt and Terry and Kurt, Bobby, Gary, Kurt. What's up, Dano? What's up, DW? What's up, Eric? Yes, we are live. Alabama, Cali. What's up? What's up? Should probably move that over here. I'm sort of looking there for you. I see you. Looking right at you. What's up, Daryl? Armando? Thomas? Whip? Kurt? Dan? And Eric? Rob? And Charlie? And Dry Heat? One of these things is not like the other. Goes Casper Boo. Hey, and in the blues, look who's up out of bed. I think when I talked to you, you're about to go to bed. Yeah, rocking the sweet-looking Chapman. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be keeping it. You know, unexpected expenditures to on power generators. Plus, I'm going to the Dallas Guitar Show. I have to save some cash for that, so you know it might be just temporary. We'll see. It's nice, nice headstock on there. See, I'm looking over here. See, right there. There's my monitor. Not you. You're right there. Looks like Mike is here, and Mark is here, and everybody's here. Just well, guys, I knew it. Nice. What's up, dudes? What's up, John? You selling the Chapman? No, I'm not selling it. I don't own it. Let me just be clear on this. No money has gone out on this guitar. It's all in just a talk. You know? I love you, Steve, not in an awkwardly sexual way, but in a cool dude way. Oh, never mind. I just had a I will be at the Dallas Guitar Show. Yeah, see, I will be at the Dallas Guitar Show too. So that's what's the new axe? The new axe is a new axe. I got that coming. We'll bring that. We'll trot that out in a little bit. A little too early to trot out the new axe, but we'll bring that out in a little bit. And the new one is kind of like this, more in like a borrowed state. That was the snowstorm. Well, we had the last one, they called it a 4-Easter, right? Because it was our 4th nor'easter in 2 weeks, and it was a total bust. We had high pressure in place up here, and that tried to come in, but that high pressure won out. The air was so dry and so strong, it just ate away at the edge. By the time it got up here, it was like they were like 15 inches, maybe 12, could be 8. All right, it's going to be 3. What's up, Rockford, Illinois? What's up, David? Zach? Greetings, Orlando. Missed the start by 3 minutes. You didn't miss much. Let's face it, the first few minutes are just garbage. What's up, bro? What's the Cakewalk news? That is interesting. So, as you know, Gibson bought Cakewalk and turned it to a subscription model. And and proceeded to lose a lot of their fans, apparently. And I think it became obvious to them that they couldn't keep it going. So they closed the doors of Cakewalk very unceremoniously back in, I want to say it was November. I don't even think they made it to December. I forget now. But it was right around November, December of last year. Cakewalk had officially closed. And they were sold to, I think it's called, is it Band Lab? It's a online company that it's an online company that does I want to say distant collaborations. In other words, like you can like jam over the internet and it finds a way to sync everybody up. Must use some sort of time coding so everybody hears everything okay. I don't know how they could do it without a ton of latency, but apparently they figured it out. Or maybe you can contribute to your part on it. I don't really know. I just know that that's who bought it. And apparently they saw something in Cakewalk worth saving. And I agree. Cakewalk and Sonar, Jesus. I mean, they've been around forever. And I know they're a Massachusetts company and they're right over in Watertown and I have a local affinity for them. But still, you know, they're an old school company. It's been around since, I want to say the 80s. I think they predate the 90s. So, you know, it's good to see them keep going. That's all. It's good to hear them keep going. What's up, Michael? Band Lab Singapore. Okay, yeah, Showman. Showman's giving me a tiny bit more info here. But yeah. I thought I saw Sinner over there. All the regulars are here. Love to see that. Yeah, Cinnero. What's up, Mr. Busy? Mr. Bissy over at Pottsville, PA. What's up, T-Rex? What's up, Max? I am doing well. Things are going okay. Yeah, Cakewalk goes all the way back to DOS, right? Yeah. Right. So Cakewalk's been around. So, you know, it's just nice to see it going. It's like, I know no one, it's such a mature product and it's got such good tech built into it. I don't think anyone's ever said, the problem with Sonar is that it's garbage. Its sound engine is crap. It's not. It's actually pretty good. You know, they've always, you know, sort of moved forward in a pretty steady fashion. The only time they sort of, you know, started to show age and, you know, it started to creak a little bit was when Gibson bought them. And then, you know, they tried to make it look like you were always getting a new version, but in not a new version, but like all these little mini updates, but they were micro updates and bug fixes. Don't like subscribe me to like your bug fixes, you know. So, yeah, they're going to change it to Cupcake Walk, right? Gibson and their infinite wisdom. They had 37 marketing meetings. That's what they came up with. You started with DOS 4.2. I'm pretty sure I started with DOS 3 something. It was in probably 85. 3.2. It was 1985, 86. Somewhere around there. Kim says I just set up my BandLab account. Cakewalk. He's been a Cakewalk user. Yeah. Yeah, the Cakewalk, the Chapman does look cool, doesn't it? And I actually added a tiny extra fill light right here. You can see it reflecting off my hand. It's very, very small. Just a little LED light. But I found that when it was off, it was just a little too dark. See, I can't put lights on both sides. I can only put it over here. I can't put it over there. So I had just a little something to fill it in. I think it's working. Just let the photons do their work. Sit back. Did Schecter buy out Sustainiac? I don't know. I know that Ibanez just came out with a guitar with a Sustainiac in it, so I hope not. Kinda. I don't need that. Do you miss not having the dots on the Chapman? No big deal. It's not a big deal because their side dots are so prominent. So it hasn't been, trust me, That is a major complaint for me, is the lack of dots that are readily visible. That's a huge complaint of mine on a lot of guitars. My Larrivee is like that. It's little micro dots on the top, but little tiny micro dots on the side too. This doesn't have any dots on the top, but the dots on the side are massive, you know, and they're in the rosewood completely. I also don't like it when it's half in the rosewood and half in the neck, you know, the maple neck, and it's like, it's more like a half moon. I don't like it. So it's nice and contrasty, and they glow in the dark. So, you know, you can just, you know, on stage, and I already tried this once down here, turning the lights out. You can definitely see them. And this was not like shining a flashlight on it and trying to like energize them with, you know, photons. I basically just let it sit out in the normal light down here, and then I just turned all the lights off, and I said, well, let me see if I can see these dots. And I could. It was pretty easy, actually. They stood right out. So, you know what? I almost think I like it better than maybe LED, because the LED, unless you can control the lights, I have seen some really bright LEDs. I got a few monitors that I got to like tape right over on them, because you know, it's like I'm fighting an LED in my eyes, you know, as I'm trying to look at the screen. So I'm almost glad that they didn't do an LED on the side, unless I can control the voltage and turn the brightness down, you know. Then I'm cool with it. Is this an ebony board? I think it is. It looks like ebony to me. I'm going to say it's ebony, unless someone's going to tell me. The grain is so tight, right? Yeah, it looks ebony. I think so. Right? It's a, is it an alder body, or is it mahogany with maple? You know, I haven't even looked it up yet. It's got a nice cap, though. Check out the old cap-a-doo. Cap-a-dooey. Nice! Trying to lean without whacking anything. I want to whack and see neck and see. There's Johnny here, Johnny Bean. Wasn't a fan of Chapman, but that looks sweet. And the silky satin is what I love. Yeah, satin guitars, I think, have made a real big push out there. You know, you just see more and more of them out there. But you love the feel of them. I go back and forth. You know, sometimes I like the satin, sometimes I don't. You know, really just depends on the guitar. It's nice and smooth, though. It's so friggin' smooth. Smooth as an android's bottom. Ah. And when you're off by a half step, that's jazz. Ah. Is this an ML1 Pro, Steve? It is. I think it's ML1 Pro Modern, and then they have the ML1 Pro, I want to say traditional, and that's got 3 singles. So modern is 2 humbuckers and traditional is 3 singles, if I remember correctly. Yes, the ebony blackwood rich light combination. Oh, that's too funny. Who are you? I'm Steve from Boston. Ah. Why, God, why? Of course. You gotta remember. Okay, listen. I'm not gonna subject you to that. Jesus. Let's just let the tuner do its rest. I'm just out ever so slightly right there. Just a little bit. That's normal. That's good. That's my problem. So there's your problem zone right there. There's your problem zone right there. You got this. We used to have this hot chick who used to come in, when I mean smoking. And the guitar teacher used to always, they'd be tuning up and he'd say, you know, I think your G string's a little tight. And we used to tell him, dude, you're gonna She's going to catch on. Their boyfriend's going to come in and he's going to shoot you in the face. There we go. Nothing a little Unitune couldn't fix. Oh man, look, everybody's here tonight. Dude, you lost it for a second. I know, I'm looking at these and I'm like, wait a second. That's not the high E string. That's the high E string. Damn it! Reverse headstocks. They always get me. In reverse. Got my first Harley Benton CST 24 HB, beautiful finish, matte tuners. That's about right. Right? They can only make them so cheap with the hardware. The hardware can only get so cheap, you know. Not like this thing. It's got the nice locking, like, you know, open tuners. You know, they're pretty sweet. By the way, that tuning hurt me. Yeah. Sorry about that. I know. It's brutal. Brutal. I know, I'll get the whole crew here tonight. Do I hear one more out? Hey, what's up, Greg? What's up, buddy? Ben Combs is here. I mean, dude, everybody's here. Everybody's here. Everybody's out tonight. Kevin, even Kevin and Fezler are both here. And says Akata and Schumann Blues and Craig. Will Gibson be sold by this time next year? That is a great question. I don't know. I'm going to say that it doesn't look, from everything I can tell, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make the payments. So then it comes down to whether they can restructure. And I think the bondholders have already said, yeah, well, if we do a restructuring, in other words, we do a bond swap, we need new management. Hey, thanks, buddy. Do I think what's worth the money? This guitar? I think this guitar is worth the money. I think he's a killer. In fact, Bobby was over today. He brought over a Squire Contemporary. We did a Squire Contemporary Strat that he just got in. And, you know, that was crazy nice. That was like, damn. Talk about worth the money. Will Gibson fire their CEO? They can't, because they're not a publicly held corporation. So the board of directors can't just fire the CEO. It doesn't work like that. Right? So it's a privately held corporation. As far as I know, he's it. So I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that what will happen is that it will go through bankruptcy, right? It'll either go through bankruptcy and it will get, you know, she's not here! Okay? And I'm on a live show, so if you could shut up. Thanks. I'm on a live show. Thank you. Okay. But your mother isn't here, and, you know, yeah, okay. Thanks. If you could head upstairs, and you should text her. She's probably at Natalie's looking for you. Yeah, well, plug it in. Thank you. You know, you ever wonder why I'm just beat down all the time? Okay? It's just a constant beatdown. See, that's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the yelling. You know, I should have just turned the mic down or off, but you know, then it would just look bad. Now I'm sweating. Damn it! Where's my guitar stands all the time? That guitar stand, get over there. Hold on, we're gonna move this. Moving this to that, and that to this. Damn it! Hold on. Hold on. I gotta get my phone and text my wife. Okay. Why don't you get any videos done? Why don't you do video production up? Catherine just came home. Okay. It's a beatdown. All right. Well, I got one thing to show you. It's not a new guitar, but you gotta admit that looks pretty awesome. All right, I'm probably gonna need a. Oh, there's somebody else at the door? No. No? No. I got the outside cams. Oh, all right. Here we go. We're back here. Ah. I do. I need the red on-air sign outside the studio door. Oh my God, dude, you have no idea. You know, it's like the weight of the world beats you down until you just wish Flanders was dead. I'm looking here. I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at the words on the screen. Fiber video coming soon. Yep, it's on my bucket list. It went off the to-do list, and now it's on the bucket list. I know, I need to hire a security guard up there with flashlights. Keep it moving, people. Oh, I know. I know. Here's your freaking sign. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, exactly. I need a leg breaker up there. Did you get the good Chapman from Guitar Center? No, this came from Octave Music in Illinois. Octave. Sup, Quebec? Steve, do you have a Dan Electro guitar? I do. You want to switch to the Dan Electro real quick? We'll just do a little pop-a-doo. Little pop-a-dooey. Put that right there. Dan Electro is right here. Oh. And come on, you. See, that doesn't look right. I hate that. All right, so that's like that. That's not right. Oh, sometimes I think you just got to bring it up from the back, just go like that. I think that's a better attachment. Yeah, see, that's already better. It's already better. Now we can just take this strap. No strapola. Just switch out the microphone, eh? That's Italian. Check, check, 1, 2. And of course, hold on, you know, I'm gonna hit mute because I'm just that conscious of the ear balls of the listener. And we'll switch to this. But after this, we gotta break out the new one. All right, so this is. So much brighter. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, this is practically single coil compared to that thing. Well, it is single coil. It's also so much brighter in person. You know, it's you need a lockdown soundproof room. Dude, you have no idea. I've thought about it. So here's the thing. My wife was basically like, you know, Katie's at a birthday party and I got to go get her and, you know, we got to get food, blah, blah, blah. I know you have a live show at 7, but, you know, I got to go do this. We can't lock down the first floor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're killing me. You're killing me. It's like 2 hours out of like every 2 weeks. You can't just give me a little peace and quiet. She's like, don't worry, I'll go get here. We'll quietly come in. She misses her, apparently, because my daughter's phone is dead. She's out trying to get her at the friend's house. She apparently got dropped off, and she came in, bursting in the door, going, Mom! I'm home! It's like the complete opposite of what I wanted to have during a live show, but such as kids. Sounds a little loud. All right, let's tune her up. You know what they say, you can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. One of these is out. There it is. I know. Huh? Somebody's got slightly good ears. That's a little loud. Is it? No. See, you gotta wait a second. Let the full vibration kick in. Even that's just a touch flat. You know, I really like the light logic on these, right? So at the heart of a tuner, it's got to convey to you where you're at, and it does it through light logic, right? It lights up the lights to say you're a little flat, you're a little sharp, you're right on, and so forth. And this does it so well by using not just movement away from the center, but they brighten the light. So as it gets closer, it actually starts to dim a little bit until it reaches dead center. I like it. I like it. I'd probably miss it. See, Peterson, someone says Peterson strobe tuner for the win. I totally agree. But these are fine for this situation, you know, very quick. But if I was going to do an intonation, I wouldn't use this. For intonation, I'd use a Peterson strobe tuner, of course. Because that's when you know, it's not about speed, it's about accuracy. When I want speed, use one of these. Is this fish in E flat? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kenneth? Thanks, buddy. Still better than cable. Thanks, dude. Why someone hasn't made a tuna in the shape of a tuna can, I'll never... Right? Carbon branded Jason Becker is in stock at Kiesel. Nice. I like that. Most kids can appreciate a semi-annual beatdown coupled with less food for a few days. Warn your neighbors, they can't pay for sandwiches. I know. Exactly. Damn it. Oh, well, it's a party now. Boogie Woogie Creep is here. Now it's a party. When's the meetup at Hooters? You know, guys, let's do this. My April is pretty packed, but actually my May is pretty packed too. You know what? Let's figure this out. Maybe I can do it sometime in April. Maybe during like school vacation week or something, which is I think the week of Patriots Day. That week, right? The week of the marathon. I think the kids are home that day, so I'd have. I think my wife is off that week too, so that would give me a lot of time. You know, well, but now that I think about it, maybe we should be doing it on a weekend, like do it on like a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, when it's a lot easier for people to get to. And I think I'd rather do it in the daytime than a nighttime one. You know, just for ease of transportation. Yeah, we should do this. The Hooters meetup in Dedham. You still using TH3? I'm using it right now. I almost set up the whatchamacallit for tonight, the Hughes and Kettner, through either the Captor or the Reload box. But Bobby came by with a guitar, and I did the video on that, and I ran out of time. So it's still far superior than the Hallmark Channel going upstairs. Yeah, damn it. Of course. Afternoon is good, less crowded. I agree, Krell Bar. I agree. Plus, you know, you can just Uber it over there, maybe drink a little bit, and then Uber your way home. Not you. You're in Rhode Island. That's an expensive Uber. But, you know, for the local people, I recommend taking an Uber. I wouldn't want you to drink and then drive and get yourself in any sort of trouble. Yeah, Hooters, a place for wings and other things. Nice wings. You know, push-up bra, you'd have a nice little rack of lamb going there. Steve, do you miss playing gigs? Yes and no. Yes, in that, you know, it's nice to be on stage and get that immediate feedback. No, in that, it's funny because I talked to a friend of mine who's been gigging for year after year after year after year. And he's like, every gear decision I make right now is like weight of transportation. He's like, it feels like I'm just schlepping gear all day. Everyone can use his super chat so SFB can get the chat. I know, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. You know what it was? Uh-oh. That feels like, did we just lose this? No, there we go. Felt like it just got a little quiet. It was the power generator. You know, that was 400 just out of the blue. By the time I was done with tax and the gas can, because I couldn't get in my garage, that was another 20. Extension cord, because I couldn't get in the garage, get an extension. I mean, everything just adds up. It was like $500. And so, you know, as killer a deal as they will give me on that. They're, you know, they're really good guys. I'll give them, you know, nothing but props to those guys. It just probably isn't in the cards, you know, as much as I'd like to do it. So, do you know who's Brandon Ellis? I don't know. You know what I've been getting into lately is Buckethead. This is why I've gone Helix. You know, I have Helix Native. I'm still going through it. I wouldn't use it in a live situation until I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. And I'm going to do a video review on it at some point. So they sent me version 1. It might have been 1.0, but I want to say it was 1.1, right? And it was okay. In fact, I saw the guys out at NAMM. And he's like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, it's okay. And they were like, I could tell he was crushed. I felt bad. But what they just did was released version 1.5. And I don't know what secret sauce they used, but God, what a difference. It's like so much better. They're heading in the right direction. It's a million times better than it was at version 1.1. And what I think it came down to is they changed how the speaker cab worked or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but they added some new tech to it. Really made a difference. And when I went through, I was like, wow, this is a lot better. This is so much better than the first go around. So Helix Native is good now. I don't think I could have recommended it at 1.1, but I can definitely recommend it at 1.5. You know. What's up, Todd? What am I in, single? Let's do that. A full single coil. Steve, any thoughts on Laney amp combo? Which ones would you recommend for a home use, house recording, rock 80s? You know, I got to be honest, I'm not terribly familiar with Laney, but I have heard Martin Miller and Tom Quayle both use Laney amps, and a couple of studio projects they did recently, and damn, they sounded incredible. Now, I could have sworn I saw maybe an Axe Effects on the floor of one, so I don't know exactly how they have them running, but if those were those Laney amps, man, did they sound really, really good. So it's like we're getting it's just a guy from Close Carbon Fiber Guitars is emailing me. Talk about a live show. Getting live email feedback. Close, KLOS, Carbon Fiber Guitars. They're wondering if I want to check out one of their guitars. Cover shipping both ways. Yeah. You guys want me to check out a carbon fiber acoustic? Let's see a show of a vote on this. Nice and hot in Texas right now. Yeah, we've been in a little cold snap. It's been a little chilly here, you know. Steve, did you ever get a wah? Can I recommend a Buddha? I've had one for years. Replace both the Cryberry and the Vox Chrome. That's good to know. Buddha. That's good to know because I haven't. Who's walking around up there? I mean, come on. You're killing me. Jesus. I'm seeing a lot of yes on the carbon. What? Yes, yes. Yeah. You know, it's funny because, yeah, a lot of people say that, yeah, it looks like yes to the carbon fiber. Sure, why not? Only if you can keep it. Did you hear that, Close? I got somebody in my corner on here. Yeah, see, the whole thing about the Close is that, you know, I mean, they show them like whacking golf balls with it, right? It's carbon fiber. So they're like, you sick of your guitar, like changing its, you know, neck or anything about it at all. They're like, you don't have to worry about it. You can literally take it apart, right? I think it separates and you can put it back together again, if I remember correctly. So, so people are saying, yeah, the Buddha is awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out, man. I'll check it out. Carbon fiber, I'm seeing no. I'm seeing one no and a sea of yeses. So far, I think the yeses hear it. You can't hear them? Hey, yeah, exactly. Take the clogs off, for Christ's sakes. The Novation. See, a lot of people are doing carbon fiber rods, right? They'll do a couple of rods. Again, it sounds like this is going out. I swear, this sounds like it's out. Check, check. 1, 2, check, check. Is that on? It doesn't sound on. Check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Yeah, no, that seems to be. I wonder if it was this little. Yeah, I think it's right there. Oh, yeah. Well, there's your problem right there, kid. Check, check, check. Yeah, yeah. I'm going through an adapter, and it looks like it's the adapter that's got a little short to it. Looks like I might have to reach out to Hosa and get a better adapter. That might have been the one that came with it. Yeah, geez. Sorry about that. Damn, that's nice, huh? Crisp. Yeah. So is it still fuzzy? Steve, did you get lucky in Beantown and have the snow melt yesterday? Yeah, we've had a lot of melting. We didn't get a ton of snow in this last nor'easter. It was like a total bust. It was lame. A lot of schools canceled and pushed out another day. Luckily, my kid's school, at first they were like, we're going to do like a 1-hour delay just to feel it out. And I think they regretted even doing the 1-hour delay. The difference is that you can do, I think, up to a 2-hour delay and it still counts as a day of school. If you miss a day, you've got to tack a day on at the end of the year. And I think they're already up to like very late in June. So I think Boston's up to, they did a couple more extra days. I want to say they're up to like June 28th. Like no kid wants to go to school through June 28th. Where's the cat? That cat today, Bobby can vouch for me. I'm down here shooting the video, and who saunters in? It's my big fat cat. It's like, you bastard, what do you want? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna squirt some piss on a few things. It's like, get out of here, you. Yeah, cashmere, but I can't do cashmere with that setting. You know, you need something a little bit, you know. And that's single coil. That's the humbucker. Yeah, anyone else got a cat that pisses all over everything? Yeah, you know what? Someone said that they can hear some digital hiss. If you could see this amp, this is the gain on max, the bass on max, the treble on max, the middle on max, the level on max, the density on max, the bright switch on. This is what we call crunchy crank, where you take an amp and just crank it up. So it probably has a lot of built-in, because it does react like a real amp would react. So yeah, you're going to get some noise. All right, I'll move off a crunchy crank. This is double lead. If I played Eruption on this, I'd have to. I need a better. Ooh. Right. My hands are so dry. Something like that. Thoughts on Paul Gilbert guitar lessons. Paul Gilbert is probably one of the best guitar teachers. I'm sure you will get something out of it. That guy really does. He really is one of the. Can we all agree that Paul Gilbert may be the greatest cheerleader for the guitar? Just the guitar as an object, as just a cultural impact and a way of life. The guy is just always, like, the first time you hear, like, and you're like, yeah, man, yeah, I think that if there was one guy out there that's just such an evangelist, right, for the product, for just not even Ibanez or whatever brand he's. I'm not even saying that. I just mean for guitar itself. The guy is just, he's he's a pusher. In a good way, Yeah, see, Paul never seems to lose his passion, right? Exactly, right? It's like the guy is always just gaga about guitar. And, here he is 30 years later, and he's still gaga about it. So, my hat's off to him. The guy's got it going. He's all in. He's all in. Your favorite guitar player? It's hard. I don't have a favorite because I like some guys for some things. I mean, if you had to choose one, as I told Glenn Freaker back at NAMM, it's got to be Eddie Van Halen, right? Just in terms of just sheer balls. I just thought that guy just his solos are so lyrical. His rhythm playing is just so freaking good. No. He's like the best rhythm guitar player in rock. But then there's other guys out there like Joe Satriani who, on a very technical level is probably a better guitar player, right? But I just don't know if I like his playing. I love his playing, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I like his work as much as I like Eddie Van Halen's, right? It's all a matter of taste. And it really could even go by your mood. What am I missing here? Somebody on here that I'm missing? Looking pretty good. I don't think I missed anyone. Did you guys see Mrs. Smith do the Gucci commercial. She was in a Gucci commercial. Just awesome. Just so friggin' awesome. I was like, it just works so well. They get the kitsch. They get the camp, right? They get it. All right. Is it time to unveil the new guitar? Is it time to break out the new one? Again, I don't get to keep this one. This is just a loaner. But we'll take a quick look. It needs a strap, so I'll take the strap off. Strap on, strap off. Come on, you. Get out of there. If you could, move along. Ah, there we go. Check, check, 1, 2. 1, 2, and a check a do. You know what? I better mute this. Hit a mute. And go like that. Not the mic. Don't be crazy. Let's not go nuts. Here we go. I'll move that over there. I think we agreed yes on the carbon fiber. I think too. This might be a little short now. It's funny how guitars don't line up the same way. Okay, we ready? I think I just gave it away with my tag. All right, here we go. A custom shop Framus. This is such. The first time I played this, one of these guitars was at GitCon, and check 1, 2. Yeah, all right, still there. And it's an interesting guitar. First of all, and I can't stress this enough. This is full on custom shop. I know it's a simple guitar. When you get a custom shop guitar, you know, you want, and it's got a flame neck. You know, you want full on flambe, you know, top and all the craziness. But that's not what this was meant to be. This was designed by Devin Townsend, who, if you see his regular Framus guitar, it's like a goddamn spaceship, right? I mean, it could not be any more outrageous. And so he wanted the complete opposite of that, from what I can tell. He wanted something very simple, and you could not. It is what it says it is. It's definitely simple. But that said, it's got all, I mean, the super nice fret treatment. You know, everything is just, the fit and finish on this is full on custom shop. You know, I mean, you can tell. It's got, you know, the Seymour Duncan pickups. I'm pretty sure it's oh, what was it? It's a Graphtec. Is it Graphtec? Yeah, Graphtec ratio. Locking tuners, Graphtec Tusk Nut, Tone Pros bridge. I believe it's an alder body. From what I understand, if you look at the Devin Townsend video out there talking about it, it's inspired by the Telecaster. And in fact, the other version of this guitar, we just tune it up. The other version of this guitar is got the Telecaster, you know, double single coil sort of setup. Man, these tuners are like, they're like velvet. It is nice. It is custom shop. And what's weird is when it's a nice custom shop guitar and it's fairly plain. People are like, but I want like triple flames. And I get it. You know, you want it to look like a really high-end guitar, but that's not what he was going for. Now, they do make high-end blanks. That's what they call this, the blank. But you got to get into like the master built. This is just team built, and I just say just. You can put quotes around that. It's a bit of a joke, actually, because having been to the factory, it's insane. Well, you know, the level of detail over there. All right, I think we're almost there. I can hit my mute switch. I mean, it sounds amazing. coil tab. You can hear that coil tab kicking. It's so much brighter. Here's back to double coil. Oh. Oh yeah, that's 2. And there's the neck. Oh, wait, well, let's get to a sound that's a little not so crazy. Let me just bring that down just a hair. Much better. So they make one of these with, you know, crazy quilt top and all that stuff, but I don't think that's what he's going for. It's again, if you just look at the Devin Townsend interview, you can say that 3 times fast. It's you know, he was going for minimalist. I would say objective achieved. And I think they come in like a gray, and they come in a red, and they come in a natural, and this is the red. I'll do a full 4K video on it at some point. The, I don't know if you can see it, but that headstock is like laser etched with all their info in it. Do you still have any of those Chinese copies? I got them all, because you can't get rid of them. And none of them have broken yet. Maybe we'll smash one at some point. There's a couple of them are nice, but a couple of them are real bad. I don't know how wide. Someone said, how wide is the neck? It's not super wide. I would say it's not as, it's about the same as the Chapman. I think the Dan Electro was a little bit thinner, believe it or not, side to side. It's not a, I wouldn't call it a fat neck, and I wouldn't call it a slim neck. I would just call it straight up medium. You know, it's right in the middle. Very much like my rosewood neck telly or my rosewood neck Strat. Very similar to that. No smash, give me one. So here's the reason why I would smash it, because you know I'd get, it's like clickbait views, right? Watch me smash a Chinese guitar. It's like I would, you know, I'd earn enough money to cover all the guitars just from one video. So. Hearing I was like, what's that crackle? But it's my beard. It's whiskers. That's the crackle of the whisker. Are you keeping it? No. I'm not going to keep this one. I'm keeping the acoustic. but this is just a loaner. And when I send this back, they'll send me another one. You know, so we're just doing a little swap and go. So they send me one, I'll do like a review, check it out for a few weeks. He's like, keep it for like a month, and then just send it back, and then we'll send you out whatever. Because it's funny, because I saw Tone King with his Panthera too. I was like, that son of a bitch, he out Framused me. So I emailed the dude from Framus. Hey man, I saw you know, Tone King got a Framus. So, you know, if you want to send one out, man, send it out. He's like, yeah man, we'll send you up a blank. I'm like, it's like, you know, needle off the record. Zip, blank. I thought you were gonna send me a Panthera too. He's like, yeah, we just sent one of Tone King. It's like, he's always one step ahead, you bastard. And he's like, you know what? He goes, but don't freak out. He goes, I'll send you the blank, keep it for a month, send it back. We'll send you a Panthera 2, keep it for a month, send it back. You know, we'll send you a television, keep it for a month, send it back. We'll send you an idol maker, keep it for a month, send it back. He's like, and you can just check out, you know, the whole line of guitars. And I'm like, sweet, that works for me. That I can do. What's the damage on the Framus? I don't know, but I can tell you this much. It is custom shop. So, like, if you went on to, you know, Gibson's custom shop on Musician's Friend, and so did Gibson custom shop from low to high, they start around $3,500. I don't think this is that bad, but you know, it's probably over $2,000. In fact, I think it's probably around $2,500, $2,600. So they're up there. But again, it's a level of detail. I know guitars are all handmade, they're not factory made, but trust me, it is. It's handmade. And when you get into that level of quality, that level of detail, and you don't want it made in China or Korea or Indonesia, then, you know, if you want it made in the United States, or if you want it made in Germany, where cost of living is much higher, it's much higher. But, you know, I don't know that it's for everybody, but I can tell you this much. If you like a minimalist design and you want a top-of-the-line instrument, damn, this guitar is amazing. But I know what you're probably thinking. For that kind of money, I want flames. Yeah, 10,000 Canadian or 1 billion Australian. Steve, have you played any of the John Petrucci Music Man guitars? I did. Is it called the Majesty, I believe? The Majesty of Rock? The Pageantry of Roll. I did at NAMM. This year was the first year I actually picked one up. And damn, they're really nice. You know? Really nice. You know, but most... And I tried... I forget what they were, but it was the Music Man with, instead of like all the carbon fiber appointments, it was a little bit more of a traditional rounded look, and it had a roasted maple neck. You Music Man guys will know what the exact model is, but I checked out a couple of those, and those are really nice too. So thumbs up to the Music Man stuff. I think they, you know, they got their act together. Right, they're making good stuff. I swear I'm hitting this like I can hear it. All right, maybe that's better. Check, check. 1, 3. At least they didn't relic it, right? Yeah. You get to relic it yourself. I know. Guitar Center used has a Panthera custom shop on sale for $21.99. That's actually pretty cheap for Panthera. I like the Panthera 2 more than the Panthera. Like, It's a little bit more of a bold shape. It's really a mix between the Panthera and the Idolmaker. Take a Panthera and slap an Idolmaker's like three-dimensional sort of like top relief to it. You got the Panthera 2. Electric Boogaloo. That's the one. How's the flooding? It's been pretty quiet, and I gotta say, it's been pretty awesome that still got the old tagger on it. That the weather hasn't been super hot. It's like you want it to be hot but cold at night, so you want it to like melt by the day, but freeze back up at night so you don't get too fast to melting, or I would have another problem down here because we have all this water locked up in snow. So I've been pretty freaking happy about the rate of melting. How's that for pathetic, right? How's that for like middle-aged homeowner? Yeah, I'm really happy about this rate of snow melting. Do you ever play vintage out of business guitars? I got an old Kramer. They've been long out of business, at least that version of Kramer. They were out of business in 89, maybe 90. You could probably take the tag off. You think so? I was looking into that, and then I was like, can I just grab it right here? Can I grab the old tagger? The old tagger do? Oh, now it's on there even more. And then 1, and then 6 more. Carry the metric 2, and there we go. So I forgot it's metric. What's up, Clearwater, Florida? The action on this is so perfect. Know anything about indie custom guitars? I don't. Can't say. Yeah, that's it. It's mine, right? Now that I took the tag off, it's officially mine. Yeah, the Panthera is like 3,500. Yeah, that sounds about right. It depends. It depends on whether it's team built or custom built. I mean, master built. But you know what? I as much as the master built is nice, I feel like the team built is like 90% of the way there. What they don't do is they don't like hand make the tuning buttons and like all the little plates on everything, and like when you go full on master built, it's wide open. Whatever you want, they can just do it. You know, even odd materials like carbon fibers, they can do anything you want. But with the team built, it's like they have X amount of colors. It's no custom colors, but it's still made. It's still out of the same factory. You know, I just think that's, you know, in terms of like, you know, cost, team built is really very, you know, cost friendly compared to master built. It's like half the money. Rolling micro Q. Let's say this. Oh, is Ray here? What's up, Ray? And Craig? And Kurt? That's what we call a callback. That's a callback right there. Have you ever played any of the Steve Lukather signature guitars, Music Man? No, I did, like I said, try the... I think I tried every guitar but the Luke. I tried a bunch of guitars over at the Music Man booth, but I did not try the Luke, I don't think. You know what happens is you get there and you're playing them, and then other people show up and they're sort of standing there going, "How long are you going to play that, buddy?" And you're like, "All right, you know, I can move on. I can move through." You know, I get it. What kind of pickups? I believe this is the JB and the 59. Now, you might want to check the website on that, but I'm pretty sure. It's the JB and the 59. It does sound right. You know, I'll say this. You know, when I got it, I was like, blank. But it has been an amazing guitar. I haven't been playing it too much. I don't want to get it dirty. I don't want to mess with it at all. Just because, you know, it's a custom shop. I wouldn't do anything to it. Steve, you got any guitars with P90s? I do. I got one. I get two. The Dan Electro has got a P90 in the neck. P90-ish. I think they call it oversized single coil. They don't want to call it a P90. And I got them in the more traditional P90 is in the Harley Benton, you know, which is a $169 delivered guitar out of Germany. So very inexpensive. The complete opposite of this guitar. That one has, you know, finish flaws that they just go right over, and you know. But I like that guitar. You know, I really was surprised at the level of quality, you know, for a guitar that's so inexpensive. It's like, you know, I don't know, it's like a limbo test, right? How low can you go? And pretty low. I think they put the guitar out for about $139. See, we don't pay VAT, right? So that knocks off, I think, a few bucks right there. But then you got to pay to get it shipped, and I think they ship, I want to say it's like $35 shipping, but that's up to about 3 guitars, you know? So it's pretty cool. Hey, Jeremy, thanks, buddy. What's the most you've ever spent on a guitar that you later sold? That's a good question, because wow, that's a great question. The most money I've ever spent on a guitar is for the Larrivee, but I still have it. So let's think this through. Guitars that I purchased and sold. The Gem 777 in Loch Ness Green is coming up in my brain, but I don't know. And John's asking what's my favorite Ibanez. All right, so we'll take these one at a time. I want to say that it probably is the Gem 777. 3 sevens on that one. Because I sold that for about $1,000, $950, I want to say, which was giving it away by today's standards. And then I had an ESP back in the 80s with EMGs and a Floyd Rose, back when no one could get a Floyd Rose, right? Only Kramer. Kramer had the exclusive ability to use Floyd Rose. And ESP made a custom shop guitar for friends, and I traded some stuff, but I want to say I only sold it for about $700. Wasn't a lot of money. Let me just look around. Trying to think. You know, I have a spreadsheet where I cover a lot of. I want to say it's the Gem. It's got to be the Gem. All right. Now the other question was, what was my favorite Ibanez? That's a great question. The easy answer would be my RG 560, right? Which, as I've said many times, we got history. That's like my fire guitar, right? Guitar. But I gotta say, I've been playing the RG 3120, right? Because that was 3120, and that's a killer guitar. That really is a top of the line instrument, and the DiMarzio pickups, the low pro edge, the nice flame maple top. It really is a nice guitar. I might have to go with that as my favorite. It really gets such a variety of tones, even over the RG560. It's probably the most versatile, you know, of the Ibanez guitars I have. Just looking over at the racks here, jog my memory. I'm going to go with that. Classic Guitar says, I love my Ibanez Art Cores. I have, what's the one before the Art Core? No, maybe it is the Art Core. Art Star. Art Star. I have an Art Star jazz guitar that I really like. I don't think I've ever owned an Art Core. I've played a bunch of them, but I don't think I've ever owned one for whatever reason. Any? Ooh, something left. No one saw that. You still have the Ovation Deacon. Never owned a Deacon. I have the Ovation Viper. And yes, I still have it. In fact, Bobby was saying he thought the Viper and this were very similar in body style. And I couldn't say, I might be onto something there. They kind of are very similar in body style. Hey, thanks, Mel. Much appreciated. Erickson, I'm selling my 86 62 a 1986 62 reissue for $2,000. Now, for $2,000 minimum. Now, it's funny that you say that. I got the 57 reissue at the same time that you are. I bought an 86. It was the first new run from the new factory, right? So 85, there was no production in America. It was all in Japan. 86, they come back with the reissues, right? They start with the 57 and the 62. And I got the 57. That's what I traded towards that ESP with the EMGs and the Floyd Rose. That's a huge regret. And the guy who I sold it to, like, wound up selling it and was all regretting selling it. So, I guess it's regrets all around. Steve, ever play a Mitchell guitar at Guitar Center? No, I don't think everyone's ever caught my eye, you know, so I don't think I ever did. PRS Silver Sky is ugly. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, you knew heads were going to explode when that came out, right? It's like a thick Strat with an extra carve and a PRS headstock, and people are like, what? This is an outrage. I don't know. As I understand it, purchasing is optional. They've gone up, yeah. So, I don't want to bum you out, Eric, but I was working for the music store, right, at the time that guitar came out, and I want to say I paid for that guitar with a case, with the tweed case with the orange lining in it. I want to say brand new, the 57 reissue. I want to say I think I paid $480 for it, USA made. That was, you know, dealer cost at the time. Hello, Steve. Love your videos. I'm a new guitar player. Welcome to the club. And I just bought one of those Harley Benz. So there you go, bro. It's a great start. Hey, Steve, water issues? No. Luckily, water's mostly locked up in snow right now. And we're all hoping for a nice, slow melt. You know, though, we know what would be the worst is if we got a massive flooding rain that melted all the snow plus the rain that falls on top of it. That would be my worst nightmare. And then on top of that, we lose power with my new generator locked into my garage that I can't get out because my electricity's out, right? Wouldn't that be like just the ultimate kick in the crotch? Yeah, every guitar in Guitar Center is free unless they catch you. Yeah. It's one way to look at it. Maybe a Tone King question, but where did Volante guitars go? I don't know. They were sort of all hot for a few years there, right? That's a... I forget... where were they out of? Were they an Asian company? Were they an American company? See, I always get them mixed up, not with Vola, but with Vigier, V-I-G-I-E-R, which is a French company, and they're still around. There's so many, they're all over the place. Steve, whatever happened to Hamer guitars? Like most, I think they eventually went to a, like more of an overseas, just like BC Rich did. They couldn't be a boutique high-end American company, and so they eventually just went overseas. And they have a bunch of guitars that are made overseas, mostly I think Korea and Indonesia, right? And then and the brand I think is still out there. I don't know if they're finally folded or whatever happened with them, but you know, when I think of Hamer, I mean, without a doubt, I think of Rick Nielsen. Period. End of story. Rick Nielsen. Anxious to see Steven Squire contemporary review video. Yeah, we shot like 3 videos, and I tell you, we shot one and the friggin' cat showed up. We did another one. I thought that one came out okay, but at one point through it, I started coughing a little bit. I didn't like it. And then the last one, so here you go. You have to see which one video I release. And then the third shoot, you know, even Bobby was like, I had no idea it was so difficult. I'm like, I'm telling you. He goes, man, you were having a bad day. I'm like, I really am. And the last one, I broke a string. We were playing it, and I snapped the string off, so. I can hear someone coming down the stairs again. They just can't stay down. They can't stay upstairs. Steve, any Les Paul Juniors? No. Nope, never. I don't think I've ever owned one either. Last in line. Last in line. I forget it. I'm not good at straight up requests. I got to Volante's website redirects you to a watch website. Okay, yeah, all right, that's over. That's over. Do the kids play guitar? My son has a guitar and a bass, but he's more of a sax player. But he's got and I break out the bell. No, that was my wife. You can tell the difference. Fast run, my daughter. Boom, 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 my son. Slow but heavy, my wife. Now you can hear the difference. Vernon Reid was also... Oh, so Hamer. Vernon Reid was with Hamer? Who do I remember him with? Was it Hamer? I don't remember him with Hamer. Who do I remember him with? Maybe it was Hamer. I thought it was like Jackson or something. I must be wrong. Steve, you still got your Ibanez Sabre? I do. I do. I got a couple of... Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have the blue one, right? The S. I have a few. I have the red one, which is like an S470. I've got the blue one, which is like an S540, I I want to say. And I might have another S540, or it's a 540S. They changed it. You know, first it started and then it ended it. I think one's an S540. That's the earlier one, and then I have a later one, which is a 540S. Vernon Reid was with Parker. That's what I remember. Yeah. ESP as well. Oh, yeah, see, now you're talking. God, who wasn't he with? That's a Living Color song, right? Hey, what's up, Cheddar? Of course, R2, R3. All the regulars are here. Peter, what's up? Jeez, everybody's here. Yeah, see, 540S is the earlier one, right? With the 3 toggles. Okay, all right. What was the very first guitar you purchased ever? Well, does it include guitars that my parents bought for me? Because this probably, I have a made in Japan Cameo acoustic from, I think we bought that in 73. I started playing guitar in 72. And, yeah, I think, and I snapped the neck off the first guitar. It fell over. The neck just snapped right off of it. And then we got the second one, which is the Cameo, which I still have. And then the first electric was the Aria, like ES335. First nice electric was the Ibanez Les Paul copy with the DiMarzio Super Distortions. Steve, are you left-handed and play right? Yes, I'm a left-handed guy. I'm left-handed everything, you know, but I play righty. Pixie, what about a newbie about me? Show some love here. Like, what do you mean? Like, money? Trying to think of the first guitar I just straight up bought myself without my parents like being in on it, and it's probably the Kramer. It was the Kramer. And I traded in the last guitar that my dad bought for me, which was the 1981 Fender The Strat. And boy, did I get raked over the coals on that. Oh my God. But, you know, that's how it goes. Same here, lefty but play right. Yeah, I mean, if you're lefty, if you can possibly play right, it's the way to go if you want choices in the marketplace. But, you know, so I've talked to a number of people who are left-handed and who play left-handed, and they say it wasn't an option for them. It just one way felt right and one way didn't. And for me, it always felt just right this way. So... my first electric was a Les Paul copy made by Electra. Yeah, those were huge. Those old Electras. Yeah, God, we were an Electra dealer. I think we definitely sold Electra. Yeah, I remember those. Had like a wavy headstock, right? Like at the top, the Electra, and like a round insignia. First new guitar was a Kramer. Same here. First new guitar was a Kramer. The Kramer Pacer Imperial. Thoughts on Priest touring without Tipton? I heard, was it that Tipton was having trouble playing? Was that it? Or was that KK? I know that one of them left like 2 years ago or something like that. But now Glenn's out? If that's true, then who do you got left? other than, you know, Rob, right? Is it down to Rob Halford and like the third bass player? That's when you know that's when it might be time. You ever own a Gorilla amplifier in the 80s? No, but damn, we sold a few. But I knew better than to buy one. I probably would have... oh, Tipton has Parkinson's. Well, that sucks. That sucks. It doesn't... I don't like hearing that. Thoughts on a Grandmeister 36? Killer. I think all the Hughes and Kettner stuff is killer. I'm a big fan. I didn't know much about them before GitCon, but I'm a big fan of their product. First guitar was a Focus 3000 with a Floyd. Those were nice. That was a real Floyd. The only difference between that and the American one was that the bodies, I think, were some of the cheaper hardware. I think they used some of the American bodies, American necks. They were notoriously cheap. So rather than buy more wood, they would just use what they had. Their producer was sitting in for Tipton. Okay, good to know. Hey, Zach. And everybody's here tonight. Jamal, Whip, Kurt. Gorillas were awesome. Not the ones we had. Maybe we didn't have the good ones, but the ones we had were really small and they were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. Forget Sun amplifier. Remember Sundown? They were terrible. I know because I bought one. I was lucky to get rid of that amp. Thoughts on Nick Johnson? Awesome. Awesome dude. I've actually taken a guitar lesson from Nick. He's a killer player and a super nice guy. And pretty awesome. Love his playing. And he's funny too. You know, if you know him off screen, he's a funny guy. He's good. Bought a new Floyd, no tuners. Oh, interesting. It's moving a little fast on me here, guys. What time is it? 8:32. Man, it's flying by tonight, huh? What did we, what were we peeking out? 478, not bad. Got a few people hanging out. That's always good. Priest just played in Worcester, Mass last night. Oh, nice. Nice. Thoughts on Nick Jonas? I don't know if I know much about his guitar playing other than that horrible playing that one time, but which actually pretty much became a mean meme. Martin Miller is killer. Martin Miller is killer. He's really good. What amp do you use? Well, when I'm playing through my ears, I used to use in Kettner, but you know, for this I'm using the software. Well, let's switch this up. Let's go to something a little bit, maybe a little bit heavier. You like the guitarist John 5? Yeah, he's killer. We share a same story in that we both were inspired to play guitar because we watched Hee Haw when we were kids. we're probably about the same age. And yeah, that dude. Steve, do you play piano? I do, a little bit. A little bit. How many strings on a guitar do you think are too many? How many are too many? It probably starts around 7. And just gets worse. Once it gets to 7, I'm like, what? Where the hell am I? What the hell is this thing? Tom Schultz. Yeah, Tom Schultz did the Rockman. Yeah, that's definitely Tom Schultz. He's from around here. He used to live in the town next door, which admittedly is a pretty shishy town. Thanks, Cheddar. What's up, buddy? Thanks, buddy. PRS fun continues. It does. I was looking at some PRSs lately, but you gotta wait for the right one. And trust me, a year ago there was like 4 in a row I wanted so bad and just didn't have the cash. And now, I'm sort of poised to get one, and I can't find one I like to save my life. But that's where you should be patient. A little bit of patience. It'll happen. It'll happen. Wow, tone is awesome. Settings, please. Well, this is the one I use pretty much as this is my go-to sound, I would say. This is dual heavy rig. You must have heard me say that like 1,000 times. So it's the DV Mark in one ear and the England, not Engel. God forbid you say Engel. It's not Engel. It's England. It's not the Fireball. It's the Burn Sphere. And the DV Mark is DV Mark because they actually licensed it. But the other one isn't. And so it's actually a dual rig, right? So you got a different amp in each ear. And I think that's what makes the difference. It's for a fuller sound. And then they mix back in, and it's just got like a delay and a reverb. Dude, I mean, again, I know it's an expensive guitar, okay? But I mean, can you give me that sounded pretty damn awesome right there? I mean, what I'm hearing in my ears is pretty good. What do you think of the PRS S2 Studio? Anything that PRS makes is usually pretty damn good, just because they have their quality control down, right? Take note, Gibson, because I'll say PRS is pretty damn good about not putting out a product that they don't feel is 100%. And it's worked for them. It might be expensive and costly, and we're probably paying for that, to some degree in our in the cost of an instrument, but it's worth it because they really do only put out. I haven't picked up a PRS and said, wow, this is really bad. I just haven't. So pretty much anything that's going to come out of the Maryland factory is going to be pretty damn awesome. The mirrors, the S2s. Well, if you ever see Paul talk about the S2 in the flat top versus the carved top, he talks about how much money they just save just by having a flat top versus a carved top. I mean, just right there is a massive savings. on their end because of the time it takes to carve the top versus the flat top. So I think the S2s are great. White SG Custom? I don't think I've ever owned a white SG Custom. The closest I have is this thing. Did I ever... refresh my memory, guys. Have I ever had a white SG Custom on here? Was it Bobby's? I don't think so. I don't remember it. I don't see one. You might be thinking of another channel. Unless you're thinking about, maybe I was talking about getting one from Harley Benton. But they sent me the P90 Les Paul, the gold top, and the white guitar right there. You can see it right there on the wall. That one. That's the other one. Yeah, the dollar's been dropping, so yeah. When the dollar drops, the prices go up, yeah. Charles says, I got my Harley Benton and it turned out nice. Yeah. See, you know, they can be a bit hit or miss, but they're usually more hit than miss. And, you know, things like a neck adjustment or, a setup, that, you know, that's something you can do yourself. That's not that bad, you know. So even the $500 PRS are awesome. I think so, Sam. And thanks for that, buddy. Much appreciated. I think so. Especially on the used market, you know, you could probably pick up a pretty nice, you know, S2, you know, for short money. Now, where it's going to change a little bit is when you go to the SE, because it's not made in the same factory, right? It's not made in the Maryland factory. It's going to be made in the Korean factory, which is a great factory. It's the factory that makes the nice Chapman guitar, right? Nothing wrong with it, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same, right? It is a little different. Different machines, different people, different methods. At the end, they turn out a quality product, but it's not the same as the Maryland product. So, thoughts on the Chapman British Standard range? I liked them. I played them at NAMM. I thought they were gorgeous guitars. I thought that it was... he needed to do a high-end line because there was a little bit of a demand for it. And I thought it was, you know, very, I don't want to use the word clever, just really, just smart to do a British standard line, right? And have a little bit of, you know, support for the local builders. Because, I mean, he could have found like a high-end Japanese maker or an American maker to do some work for him, but he went British. And, you know, it'll cost you for that labor, just like it would if you were having them made in, you know, in America or in Germany or, you know, any place where it's a fairly decent wage. It's hard to be in the manufacturing business unless you're boutique. And so he just did that. He says, okay, these are boutique guitars. We make a handful a month. And that's all we do. We take pre-orders and build them up, and they go from there. But the ones I checked out at the NAMM show were freaking gorgeous. You know, really nice. Ah, man. Yeah, there we go. voice again? Yeah, I guess I did. Check. I might have to buy a new, there it goes again. Might have to buy a new mic. Check to the 1, 2. Man. Going a little fast here, sorry guys. Want a few guitars, but don't need them, so no one for a little while. Yeah, you know, I go through the same thing. I say, yeah, there's a few guitars I want, but I don't really need it right now. You know? Ever play a PV Predator plus EXP? I haven't, but Predator's been on HBO a lot lately. Predator and Predator 2 back to back. I'd be lying if I didn't say I caught it at least twice. Both movies back to back. They're both so awesome. I ain't got time to bleed. I mean, there's so many great lines in that movie. I'm here. Anytime. See you, Casper. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Well, Predator 2 is basically a character actor, a study in over-the-top character acting, right? Everybody's like completely over the top, right? The angry cop and the damn it, and you know, it's like in the what's his name? Oh God, you know who I'm talking about. You know that guy, that crazy guy, that guy, his character, all the guys. It's all ridiculously over the top. It's too funny. See you, buddy. See you, Mr. Tom. We're gonna be wrapping up here in about 10 minutes. Get to the chopper. Anytime. So good. So good. Plywood Kramer. You know, if you bought a what was the Striker? Yeah, he probably got plywood, but all the rest of them, mine's solid maple, alder. They were pretty wide open about what they used for, you know, for wood back then. But most of them were maple. Mine's maple. In fact, when they did the reissues, they did them with solid maple bodies, solid maple neck, rosewood fingerboards, all that crap. But yeah, the Strikers were plywood, just like a lot of the Squires were for a little while there. Busey, thank you. Yeah, Gary Busey. Again, Steve, do you like Stevie T? I do. I think he's a funny guy. And he's a great player. He's got some sick chops, man. That guy really can play. So, you know, forget about the goofy faces and, you know, the humor stuff. You know, at the end of the day, the guy's got the chops to back it up. Can someone tell me if I should buy the Kramer Beretta Special? Is it the new Beretta? I don't know. I'd have to check one out. I haven't played that. I can tell you that the new classics were pretty good, but I got to tell you, I don't know that you're going to get a lot of support out of Kramer. I keep hearing that they're coming back, but I'm not really seeing any movement on the website. Again, the last time they updated their news on the website was December of 2015. All right, we're over 2 years now, so I don't know. No, the Kramer to have is the Ripley, right, with the hexaphonic pickup, full-on stereo mode. You could set each individual string to go to a different either left or right panning. Thanks for hanging out, Ron. Damn, that fell apart, huh? My hands are just too stiff. I gotta warm up for that. See, no separation. No separation. Ow. Ow. Pulling the ripcord, FSU versus Michigan on. Gotta go. All right. Good. I hear you. Sports always overrides. I get you. Yeah, I got to work on that. Man, that hurt. That downright hurt. Did they show the Kramers this year? Did they show the Kramers this year? I hate to break it to you, Blank, if I can call you Blank. Gibson blew off NAM this year. So, not only were they not showing Kramers, they weren't showing Gibsons. So, I guess if you wanted to see Gibsons, you had to go to the CES, right? The Consumer Electronics Show. That's where Gibson put their money into this year. But I don't know if they were showing any Kramers at the show. They were probably showing the new 70s van customs and the new Flying V that's been just absolutely vilified. You think the Silver Star? wait till you see that V. Talk about anger. Very, very angry. Thanks, Charles. Thanks for Charlie. Thanks for hanging out. Did they had the Kramers at CES? Did they really? Wow. That's crazy. Ever try slide guitar? I have a little bit. I don't have a slide right now. Here we go. Nah, that's not going to work. It's too big. Let's try... That's my way. It's not. There we go. See you, Paul. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up in just a few minutes here because my family is held hostage on the second and third floors up over here. So I can die easy. Gibson is too high and mighty to worry about the integrity of their own brand and bother worrying about some acquisition. You know what? I think that I think what's going to happen with Gibson is that they'll probably get broken up, and if they're forced to bankruptcy, it'll get broken up. The guitar will be sold off to a guitar company, and the electronics will be sold off to various electronics companies, and they'll just break up the whole gang, and they'll be off on separate companies. It was the whole lifestyle branding thing, I think, that got them in trouble. They were profitable when they were just guitars, but now that they went into, they bought Philips and Onkyo and Tascam and TIAC and Sherwin-Vega and like all this other stuff. I think that's what's dragging them down. The guitar market, I think, is still going well for them. Yeah, they owe you extra minutes for all the stomping and yelling before. I agree. Yeah, I think people complaining about the volume and that are behind. Yeah, you see that. It's you see it. Yeah, Gibson to be sold to First Act. I don't know if First Act has that kind of money. That's pretty crazy. All right, guys. Maybe we should be wrapping this up. 8:56. I think we're gonna call it a night. And I appreciate everyone that hung out. I really dig this guitar. I think it sounds amazing. And yeah. Check out I'll have the Squire video probably out this week, the Squire Contemporary. Shot that today. And I'll be doing videos on a whole bunch of new stuff. I got the Chapman video coming out soon. I got a video about this coming out soon. Of course, the Den Electro. And that white guitar right there at some point. I got a few pedals, the Cash Cow, though everybody's been doing Cash Cow videos lately. Maybe I'll wait a week or two before the Cash Cow. And that's about it. I got a few things coming out. Man, it's dry. All right. Apparently, I'm losing my voice. Thanks, Whip. Thanks, Blank. Thanks, John. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Abs and Paul and Showman and everybody, American. Everybody. Oh, yeah, look at them all. It's awesome. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. Ray. String Along, Dry Heat, Metal God. Everybody, you're awesome. All right, guys. I'm reaching for the mouse. We're going to call it a night. All right, dudes, as always, thanks so much for hanging out. You rock. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. No live show next Saturday, but probably one the Saturday after that. Hope to see you there then. And until then, as always, rock on.